This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Monday. That is on the show sheet. Just so you know. Attack and dominate. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Jeffrey. How we doing today?
Dude, I'm on top of the world. It's a good day today. I feel good.
Snow still hanging around?
I finally brushed it off the top of my car. I got shamed into it, Bob.
You had snow on the top of your car still?
Until Saturday.
That's embarrassing.
No, it's...
But it's not?
I don't think it... I was shamed for it. It wasn't that much.
If you were shamed for it, then that means you were embarrassed about it. You do understand how shame works, correct?
I understand shame is subjective. Right? I mean...
That's what I'm saying. If you're not embarrassed about it, then that's...
I took care of it. I walked out after Fan Sports Saturday and brushed it off.
I'm trying to figure out why you would still have snow on top of your car.
Easy to see in the parking lot. Nobody else has snow on top of their car, right?
I guess. I mean, there might be a reason for that.
I understand that, Bob, but nonetheless, it was an identifier for me. It made my life easier. It was
also, people probably looked and said, man, this guy doesn't care enough about anything to wipe the snow off of his car.
Kind of like the afro look. I think it was good on the car.
I don't know if that's how I would define it.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
It's a look.
I got shamed by Baker the other day, then I got shamed by Reeser, and then people in the chat on Saturday were saying, like, you're a bad human being for it.
I'm not going to go that far, but you're on that path.
Okay, that's fine. If
you care so little about that, because it's just, Tito, it's a pattern of how you operate in life.
Okay.
Like that becomes the thing. That is an indicator of other things that you might not do or maybe would do. And so that's what it comes down to. So the fact that you did feel some shame in it, that's good. But the fact that you couldn't identify that yourself, man, I probably should wipe that off. That looks really bad.
Okay. To be fair, I didn't feel shamed. I was shamed. Is it? Can you do that? Can you be shamed by? So, okay.
Because if it doesn't matter to you, then it doesn't matter.
And okay, how about this then? Not to defend myself, but what it is not an indication. It is not a. It's not the fact that I don't care about other people. It's a lack of self-awareness. Now you would say
also a problem.
Okay, but you would agree I have a lack of self-awareness, right?
Yeah, and a general apathy towards a lot of things.
Okay,
I would say
that's fine.
Just
But I didn't do it as like a slap in the face of humanity. I did it at first because I didn't really think about it, and then no,
you didn't do anything.
Okay, I didn't do it because
your lack of ability to take any action on it.
See, lack of ability sounds personal.
It's just you're like that's how. I believe you cross the threshold in life.
Yeah.
Where like if you have snow on top of your car, you're the same person that'll walk by trash and not pick it up.
No, I pick up trash and I take carts back.
I don't believe that.
Bob, I swear to you, I pick up trash.
I can't believe that because
which hand's on the Bible, left or right? Because I got to make sure you get the right one.
We were doing a Bible study with my kids last night. You don't need to swear on anything for me. I should be able to trust you regardless.
I pick up trash. I do. I pick up trash.
Okay, well, here's the thing. A lot of people,
I'm
not saying this is true in every circumstance, but there's a congruency to how you act in certain areas and how you operate, how we do anything. This is what I tell my kids. How we do anything is how we do everything. So the congruency, you put your cart back, you pick up trash, you hold the door for someone, all of these different things. And I've seen you do some of those other things. I'm trying to figure out like your general apathy, like, well, I may actually have to go get a broom and like push the snow off of it. There are 2 brooms sitting outside because I told my kids, I'm like, you're not going to use the shovels because those will scratch the car.
Right.
Use these brooms, wipe the snow off of the cars. We did that day 1, trying to instill like the habits and patterns of how you should operate. Number 1, it looks bad. Number 2, I mean, it's a danger to those around you.
I've learned that.
So I'm just trying to,
It just really, like I brushed off my car.
That's good.
Except for that part. I just didn't think about it. That's all.
And I mean, you have like a car, so like it's right there.
Yeah, it's not like a tall one. Yeah, your kids have to climb up.
We're on a truck and like a Tahoe. Like I mean, there's some height that is involved and some difficulty in doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying the thing's got to be like it's clean enough to eat off of, but I mean, we can generally get most of it off and allow the sun to kind of do the rest.
funny you said that because as soon as I brushed it off, I did actually breakfast off my roof of my car.
That's good.
Morning, buddy.
Good morning, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
I can't complain.
Your car brushed off?
It was in the garage.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I always like to brush my car off because, and also with that, like I look at people who have clean cars, like, man, they must be able to put their car in the garage. Like I can't because it won't fit. And we have kids' bikes on one side, we have my Jeep in the other. Like, but I'm like, man, like that's always has been a status symbol that you have enough room to be able to you have a garage and you have enough space to get your vehicles in there.
2 full hours here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, the Fan app, and HD3. Download the show anytime and catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Also on Facebook and Twitter. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. Bill Bender will join us at around 6:20. Lots to talk about today. We'll have some sound from Ryan Day. He had a show on Friday right here on this here station. Ohio State men lose to Wisconsin Saturday, 92-82. That's a bad one.
Yeah. Chance to get a win over a team that was
a tournament team.
Exactly, yeah. Another team that's kind of on the bubble there with you. And I think that would have been a quad 1 win. I'm almost positive on that one. And Ohio State, I think, only has one quad 1 win so far.
Instead, they get a quad 1 win.
It's getting late early.
So what's interesting is, like, in the past, they've had, like, multiple quad 1 wins, just a lot of really bad losses.
Right.
I don't feel like this team has the bad losses, but they also don't have those, like, big, you look at, well, yeah, they beat North Carolina, like games that they could have won this year that were close in the non-conference, like early on.
Yeah.
They didn't win. They've done better in January. So it's kind of like the reverse before. You're always hanging on some of those early season wins of teams that were in the top 25, and you thought this team was going to be good, and then you hit January, it's like, pfft, and then, but this year it's like, all right, January wasn't too bad. You're above 500.
Yeah.
But now, also the problem is, the Big Ten, the top 6 teams in the Big Ten are really good, and you have some of those top 6 teams.
Got a lot of them coming up.
That'll be coming up. So,
and if you can win just a couple of them, you can win your way in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
you got to win.
You got to win, and they have not shown the capability of doing that so far, frankly.
OSU women, 11th ranked Buckeyes defeated Nebraska 90-71 yesterday. Let's go Bucks. They're on a roll. Cavs beat Portland 130-111. Jackets are at New Jersey on Tuesday, host Chicago on Wednesday. Not to go all Bob Uecker on you, but in case you haven't noticed,
Jackets have been winning.
The Jackets have been really moving up the standings now. They still got a lot of points to make up, but they're on fire with bonus.
Well, they've been
there.
winning.
Yeah.
Like, so when you win, you get points.
I know, but like
that's key.
Not enough guys in front of them losing. That's the only thing. They're moving up in the standings, but they're not moving up. The points thing is still an issue.
Well, here's the thing. Because there were so many teams clustered in front of them.
Right.
Like that inherently is the problem. When you start looking in the Metro of just the teams that are all sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, only 24 points separate the top of like one from the bottom.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild. Like the East and the Atlantic's even worse. You look over at the West, and you get some rough teams out there. There's really not a whole lot of that. When you start talking between the Devils, who are sitting there in 7th, and the Penguins, who are in 2nd, there is 9 points to separate all of those teams, like top to bottom. I mean, so you can win 4 games in a row and go move like 1 spot, 2 spots up, depending on how everyone else is faring. So, hey, they're moving up, which is better than the alternative. And if you go look at their last 10 games, do you know what the record is in the last 10?
Last 10, I think are they 8-1-1?
9-1.
9-1, yeah.
I mean,
they've only lost 1 game under bonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they've won 9-1. I mean, they need to keep that little hot streak. They're still at a -5 goal differential, even though they're 27-20. So they've got some bumpy losses in there. They win a lot of close ones, got some bumpy losses, but hey, a win is a win. You get 2, you love it, and just keep on grinding. Like this, they're going to put themselves in position to be able to have a chance, which is what you want to see.
They've got the back-to-back Jersey, Chicago, at Jersey here against Chicago before the Olympic break, and getting a couple more wins there would be huge. In Jersey especially, because Jersey's one of the teams that's like in that mix. Yeah. And so if they can get that, that'd be huge right there. But like I said this Saturday, I really hope I've got meaningful basketball with Ohio State men in February and March and meaningful hockey.
You might get the latter.
I know, but I'm saying, God, how great would that be, though, to have that? Have meaningful games.
The last time that happened.
It's been a hot minute. Realistic, meaningful basketball and stuff. I just was told in the chat that I can get ticketed if the snow falls off. I didn't realize that, but
I said it's a danger to others. So
if you're a bad driver, it is. Bobby, make us smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, Carp.
Oh, man.
That was aggressive.
Oh, goodness.
Noise.
Well, I realized that one of the tabs I had open somehow got closed, and I did not realize that. It is February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. 300... How many?
32? Is that right?
Yeah, 332 days. Yes, 332 days remaining in this 2026. This date, 1848, the Mexican-American War, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo is signed, ending that. This date, 1876, the National League of Baseball Clubs of Major League Baseball is formed. 24 years later, in 1900, Boston, Detroit, Milwaukee, Baltimore, Chicago, and St. Louis form the AL. This date, 1913, we've got the Grand Central Terminal opening in New York City. On that same date, the New York Giants signed the legend Jim Thorpe. 1933, one day after being elected chancellor, Adolf Hitler does the democratic thing by dissolving parliament.
Oh.
You know, they elected him. Hey, listen, they put him in charge for a reason. You guys are done.
Bold move, Cotton.
Their time
I'm the captain now.
is over.
This date, 1943, the Battle of Stalingrad ends. Turning point in World War II, 900-day siege in Stalingrad. They said over 1.5 million people died. A lot of starvation, a lot of bad things, a lot of just exposure in the general cold and everything that was ultimately going on. But this date, 1967, the ABA, the American Basketball Association, is formed and announced.
Well, we feel that those people who are not under contractual obligation, if they'd like to take a look at us, we would certainly enjoy visiting with them and offering them opportunities in our league.
The question of where the players come from opened up the obvious question of, will it start a bidding war with the National Basketball Association?
Well, I like to liken that to young engineers getting out of school with General Motors and Ford bidding for the talents. I'd say they have to look at the opportunity. I'd have to say it would be a bidding contest.
I couldn't resist asking George one more question, and that is, what do his old NBA friends have to say about his new job?
Good luck, baby.
If no ABA, there's no ELE.
What's ELE? Everybody, oh yeah. Everybody love everybody.
Right up there on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting there how that will get formed. They eventually got rolled into the NBA, so I would define that as a successful league formation.
The St. Louis
Spirit of St. Louis.
The Spirit of St. Louis, it was. They're the owners who were the most brilliant ones of the whole thing. Because
they got the TV rights.
Yeah, they got like 1% of TV rights in perpetuity.
Yes.
So every time the NBA signs a new deal, they get 1%.
Wow.
The owners of that, yeah.
They always controlled the St. Louis market.
Okay.
Yeah, when they rolled it in. Because I think wild stuff. Good for them. They did that NBA, or they did the E60 on it, or 30 for 30.
Yeah, 30 for 30, yeah.
It's pretty good. This date, 1974, The Way We Are Now hits #1 by Barbra Streisand.
For the way we were.
Curveball there, Bob.
What?
You said The Way We Are Now, and it threw
The Way We
curveball.
Were.
I was thinking, like, I didn't know if there's a second song. I was
The
thinking
Way
I
We
missed
Were.
something.
Sorry, The Way We Were.
But that would have been a great bookend to it.
Yeah, The Way We Are Now.
A little follow, like, a little update.
The follow-up, The
Yeah,
Way We Were, The Way We Are Now.
Right.
This date, 2003, J-Lo starts her 3-week run with All That I Have.
Pride is what you had, baby girl. I'm what you have.
You got a little LL Cool J in there. Looked like a little LL Cool J coming on.
J-Lo or Beyonce?
J-Lo.
Beyonce.
This date.
Both. Sorry, that's the wrong answer, guys.
2 scoops.
Right, yes.
2 scoops.
Right.
Well, one or the other.
Yeah.
2 scoops.
Telling you.
This date, 2004, Roger Federer becomes the world number 1 in men's tennis, a record he would hold for 237 weeks.
And that's it. So in just 2.25 hours, the Wimbledon champion of 2003 becomes the Australian Open champion of 2004. And so great is his talent that the world is at his feet, seemingly, quite capable of winning any match he plays on any surface, anywhere in the world.
What a great start to the year for me to win this Australian Open and to become number 1 in the world. And to become number 1 is great, especially in this stadium.
Country club sports, Bob. If you have a foreign accent, it makes it more important.
Maybe.
If you're listening or watching.
Carlos Alcaraz became the youngest by winning the Australian Open to win the career slam. I mean, he's like 23,
22,
maybe.
I think.
22,
Yeah,
even
it's
better.
amazing,
Good for him. Really, really good. Ironically, the guy who stayed with me, my man, Mr. Adam Jones, a.k.a. Jonesy, so he'll go to the big majors, and he'll be like a hitting partner, like coach.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl that he went with, we were talking about who he had been asked by multiple people to go and do this. And the girl that he went with beat Sablenka and won the Australian Open.
Really?
Oh, the picture with him. He's like walking out with her with the trophy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, he was texting me.
Yeah.
I was really happy for him. It was a huge day. He's like having a beer with Alcaraz afterwards.
That's really cool.
It was really good. I was very, very happy for him. My kids were pumped too. Some birthdays today. George Hallis, born on this date, a Papa Bear, 1895.
He's known to millions as the Papa Bear, and he is revered and admired as the kindly godfather of pro football.
You know, if you think, who's the forefather of the National Football League and who got us all started and got us here, you think of George Hallis.
What Ford was to automobiles and Rockefeller was to oil, George Hallis was to pro football.
We had a meeting in Canton, Ohio on September 17th, 1920 to form the National Football League. There were 11 teams at that time. And in order to join this group, you had to put up $100 for a franchise. I think it's worth a little more than that now.
I think it's worth a little more than that now. What a great line. Howard Johnson, the hotel man himself, born on this date, 1897. Wayne Fonts, former Lions head coach, turning 86 today.
Eric Kramer. What a day he's had. You know, when we talked to him on Friday, you could just feel the confidence, couldn't you? You really could. And you wonder, where are you getting it from? I mean, they've had so many guys out. So many bad things have happened to this team. You wonder, how can they do it? And it's not only Wayne Fonts who's coach of the year, but it's this whole group of guys, his whole coaching staff. Like I said, he's been coach of the year, and no one expected that they would have this record, win the division, and be in the championship game. The Lions are starting their celebration over on this sideline.
Detroit wins it 38-6. They go to play the Redskins next week.
Racist.
Going to play the Redskins next week. They lost that game in the NFC Championship. And you know what? You want me to tell you a little secret, Bodie?
They haven't been back?
Haven't been back.
Or actually,
last year.
Okay, yeah.
2 years ago.
Whatever it was, yeah. 49ers.
Yeah, you're right. 2 years ago.
2 years ago was the first year they had been back.
That's because I remember they had the big lead in that game at
yeah.
halftime, right?
It was like 24-7.
I texted String Bean at halftime and said, congratulations on getting to the Super Bowl.
That's terrible.
Which one? Yes. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yes, okay.
Corey Wells, born on this date in 1941, the singer of Three Dog Night.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Oh, goodness. We've got Farrah Fawcett, born on this date in 1947.
Can't you just miss one race? You build up points with races. Anyway, there's another reason I want to go.
What's that?
Well, Dino's buried near the racetrack there, and I'd just like to go by and maybe visit his grave. I can't explain it. He was just very dear to me.
That's reason enough.
Maybe the best reason of all.
Obviously, we're grateful for the help.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed this one for anything, Charlie. Just like old times. You will take care of my little friend here? Here's to taking care of our little friend.
Here, here.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, there we go.
My 6th birthday,
yeah.
I woke up, and my parents had put 2 posters on my wall. I'm 6. One is King Kong from the movie that had come out earlier in 76, I think it was. The other one was the Farrah Fawcett famous swimsuit poster.
You were 6?
I'm thinking about this now out loud. We're talking through it, Bob.
We're just.
It seems.
I don't want to bring that up to your dad.
Bring it to my therapist. What are you talking about?
I mean, I would like to just hear your dad's motivations, why he put it up in your
I was 6, Bob.
That's why I would ask him why. That's why. What do you have to talk? Why do you have to talk to a therapist about it? I'd rather ask your dad why he chose to do it.
I don't think I want to know the answer.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Don't be scared.
I'm not
If
scared.
you're scared, get a dog. Al McKay of Earth, Wind, and Fire fame, turning 78. Oh yeah.
What a great song. As I talk over it.
Great stuff right there. Christy Brinkley turning 72 today.
Hi, I'm Chuck Norris.
And I'm Christy Brinkley.
Yes.
For the past 2
Did you
years,
enjoy this, watching these buddies?
talking about the Total Gym, the one piece of equipment that replaces an entire gym full of equipment.
And yet you
They were
can
the
fold
best.
it up and slide it under a bed.
It's the
She
fastest
said.
and most effective way I've ever seen to get into shape and stay in shape. 6 to 8 minutes a day is all it takes to get into the best shape of your life.
And unlike other workouts, it's not boring or exhausting.
No.
It's
Exciting.
fun and invigorating. You stretch and
Yeah.
get your strength training and aerobic workout all at the same time. You end your workout feeling loose and stronger. We want to send you this videotape absolutely free.
I'll be honest, I enjoy the Total Gym. I've never bought one, but I've been to places that have them, and I always enjoyed. They like the Total Gym Pro. You can step it up a little bit.
All in one.
How is that different than the thing you did in Canada? The Total Gym.
There wasn't that.
What was
You
your
mean,
thing?
what was it different?
I didn't know what you think was in Canada. I know you sold you did like some stuff in Canada, right?
I did like some stuff. Your knowledge base on this is so small.
It's
that-
random. Okay, you did infomercials in Canada, right?
Yes.
For workout equipment. Is that fair? Okay, I didn't know.
Yes.
Was it like just weights, or was it like a machine like this, or
It
was
was
it
neither of those things. It was
What was
workout bands.
workout bands? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
There you go.
Make me smarter, Bob.
I don't know if that's making you smarter. That would make you in better shape, both of which could be done. Sean Elliott of the NBA, two-time All-Star, turning 58 today. Donald Driver turning 51. Shakira, one of my favorites, turning 49.
Okay, Bob, also, just so you know, my hips don't lie either.
I don't know if anyone's ever asked him anything, though.
I'm saying they don't lie. If you want to ask me something, you can. They
Gosh,
won't lie.
I'm trying to think what I should get Shakira next year for her 50th birthday.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like
How about
that's
some bands?
like that. I don't think she needs them. She's one of my favorites.
She's good.
She's very short though. She's
Is
only
she
like
really?
she's like 5'1".
Have you met her?
I have not met her. No.
Okay. You've been around her.
I would like to meet her. Turning not in a bad way. I
No
mean,
one's saying anything, Bob.
you're over there smirking.
No, we're just...
Jeffrey Okudah turning 27, former Buckeye and Vikings cornerback. And some passings today. Losing the American sniper Chris Kyle back in 2013. Did you see that movie, Bodie?
I have not.
It's really good.
Yeah, I've always kind of meant to.
Cooper?
Just
Bradley
hadn't-
Cooper?
Yes.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Very, very sad movie. True story. And also sad, 1 year ago today, some know him as Apollo, other know him as Chubbs, losing Mr. Carl Weathers.
I'm the club pro here, Chubbs Peterson. And I'm offering to teach you how to play golf personally.
Instead of Rob.
For free.
No. Free.
You have no idea who I am, do you? No, I don't. Back in 1965, Sports Illustrated said I was going to be the next Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, what happened?
They wouldn't let me play on the pro tour anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because you're black?
Hell no. An alligator bit my hand.
Oh, my God!
Yeah, tournament down in Florida. I hooked my ball in the rough down by the lake. Damned alligator just popped up. Cut me down in my prime. He got me. But I tore one of that bastard's eyes out, though. Look at that.
You're pretty
Him
sick,
tapping
Chubbs.
the glass with his wood finger.
There we go.
What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Gosh, too great. Thank you for putting that together, Bodie. Two of my favorite clips from that. When he's tapping that glass with the eye with his, when you hear the clinking of the wood, it's so well done.
And all three of us have seen both those movies he referenced. That does not happen very often.
It does not. It does not. They're both very, very good. Some holidays, observances today. It was 2025 Pro Bowl day. How about that? This was when the Pro Bowl was last year.
Okay.
It's exciting. 1 year
It
anniversary.
feels like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. If that's what we're gonna celebrate.
Oh, I mean, listen, Pro Bowl day.
I got you. Okay.
Everybody celebrates Pro Bowl day, don't they?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
It is California Kiwi Fruit Day. Oh, Groundhog Day. Today Groundhog Day?
Come on, Phil.
I guess it is today. Yeah, right. The second. Yeah.
Listen, can he get out of his hole because all the snow?
Get us to spring, man. I can't ever remember whether or not if he does or doesn't see a shadow, which one it means. But all I know is I can't do 6 more weeks of winter.
6 more weeks. 6 more weeks of frozen tundra with snow. Yeah. Winter's one thing. It's National Brown Dog Day. Listen, Punxsutawney Phil. We'll sick the brown dog on you, buddy. You won't have a chance to get back to your hole. Tell you this, my dad, the dogs are still alive, but
that's good.
Yeah, they're getting old. They're getting up there. They have 2 German Shepherds, and one of them's all black. It looks like a wolf. It's amazing. And he's like, I was on the tractor, mowing about 10 years ago when they were younger, and you mow through the fields and you'll scare like some rabbits and some groundhogs, and they'll like go chase them. He goes, and these guys went and they snagged one of the groundhogs before it got into the hole. And he goes, I throttled the mower back so I could hear. He goes, they grabbed it by each end. He goes, I never have heard a groundhog make a sound, but when it gets ripped in half while it's still alive, listening to the sound that it made, he's like, it was scary. He goes, I actually heard that at night when I went to sleep. He goes, they were so pumped. They came over and it's just dripping like 2 halves of a groundhog that they had ripped in half while it was alive, and you could hear like the tearing of the flesh. It was something else. That poor guy. Not a great day for him.
Did he see his shadow though?
He had lost his appetite.
Yeah.
National River Day as well. Sled Dog Day and Tater Tot Day and the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Monday, February 2nd, the first Monday in February, the 33rd day of the year, 232 days remaining in this 2026.
332 days.
330, not 200. 332, sorry.
And Bob, I do because I got to think about it myself when you say things like that. I'm thinking that because it's very possible
it's
that
on me.
No, it's very possible I passed out and missed.
Hey, we'll be
days.
in the 320s here by midweek, which is pretty wild.
Well done as always, General. Coming up next. By the way, what I love is that we tell Bender, like I tell him 6:20 or so, and he's sitting there now watching us for the last 9 minutes while we keep going on.
He's getting educated. He's going to write an article on that today.
We force him to listen, which I love. That's a great thing. But Bill Bender will join us next. This is Morning Juice.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at MDA.org today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Bill in the chat, Hall of Fame chatter. Bill says that Bill Bender looks like he is cramming for a test he didn't study for.
That's a great line.
That's a pretty good line right there. But Bill Bender joins us, supporting news. Bill, good morning. Curious. Oh, God, I said curious again, guys. That's a fine.
Whiskers.
Yeah, I know, whiskers. I get it. That's fine. We had the Ryan Day show, and we're going to hear more of the sound from that later on in the show. But, you know, you've got the Ryan Day show on Friday because National Signing Day upon us here. But National Signing Day doesn't mean anything anymore, does it?
I don't know who we're signing.
I know.
I mean, isn't everybody signed at this point? It's another one of those wrinkles that all the reason why we need to fix the college football calendar. So, I mean, signing day can be earlier. The portal can be, the portal is where it is. The regular season's maybe over a little bit earlier. A lot of things that college football needs to address. A lot of those things came together last week. I know we talked about Mensa and, can you sign a guy that's already with another team when they get in the portal? And tampering has been a popular topic the last couple of weeks. But I think like you said, signing day is already way in the rearview mirror. When you said it was this week, I was like, what? I missed that. And way to have it on Super Bowl week, by the way.
Oh, it's a great point, Bill. Get the calendar figured out so you're not competing directly with the NFL in the middle of the week in the biggest sporting event, at least in America, on an annual basis. I believe this week there is this athletic directors conference that they're having down in Florida, and I know that they're trying to confront some of these issues. Do you believe that there is the intestinal fortitude from the people at the top to try to do what is necessary to get some of these things changed?
Well, this is always when we get to the point of, should there be a college football commissioner? And would that work? Because as you guys, not to compare it to the NFL for the millionth time, but the NFL calendar comes out, it's set, we all understand it, and it works. We know when free agency works or free agency opens. We know when the combine is. We know when the draft is. We know when the preseason begins. And it's pretty uniform, and it works. So who is going to step up and say, hey, listen, we need to have signing day probably before the season to let, recruits be done with it. If the calendar pushes up that much, hey, we need to start the regular season in week 0. If we're going to even to do it just to set up the playoff, and I know these schedules have changed, but I don't think we can use that as an excuse because the ACC and the SEC just went to 9 games. So their conference schedules changed anyway. I know there's a lot of talk about what non-conference schedules are going to look like. And, for Ohio State's purposes, I would hope that maybe you play one Power 4 school outside the 9 and make that a good matchup. Then you can play whoever you want in the other 2 games.
I'm glad you brought that up because Austin Ward, I love Austin. I'm not sure if he's doing this for clicks or not, but Austin Ward said on the Buckeye show last week that he does not believe the Alabama and Georgia series will happen. The home and homes with Ohio State thinks he'll end up going by the wayside. Do you think that will be the case, or do you think all 4 of those games end up getting played?
I hope they get played, but I would not be surprised if they don't. And the reason I say that is because the 9-game conference schedule, it depends on how the committee does this. So we could use Ohio State's schedule next year, for example, which we all know is loaded, right? Texas, Oregon,
Kent State,
Indiana, Michigan. Who am I leaving out? I mean, it's stacked. USC.
On the road,
on top
Oregon,
of everything else. It's stacked, especially in November. Let's say they went 9-3, and are we going to let the 10-2 team in ahead of them, or let's say they go 10-2. I mean, that should be a lock. But what I'm saying is, are we going to reward these schedules when they play against them, or are we just going to go strictly by the numbers? If we're going strictly by the numbers and we're only letting 10-2 teams in and that kind of thing, then I could see those big non-conference matchups going away, which I would hate to see, because you look forward to Ohio State, Georgia, and Ohio State, Alabama, and next year, Ohio State, Texas. I want to see those matchups. That week 1 matchup this year, the atmosphere around that Ohio State-Texas game, we have to have that in September. It makes it exciting.
It really does. And I'm with you, Bill. It would be disappointing if that happened. Now, I believe the SEC put into play that they are playing 9 conference games, and then everybody has to play 1 P4 non-conference game. I'm trying to remember if the Big Ten has something like that in there, because if that's the case, then that would, guarantee you some of these good matchups, I would believe. So I'm hoping that that's still the case. Do you know if that's true or not?
I don't think it is, right? Because I don't think Indiana's playing.
Yeah.
I don't want to misspeak.
No, Indiana is not.
No, they're not. They got a week.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think the Big Ten is that they can't play FCS schools.
Okay, maybe
that's not even true, or maybe they're moving towards that.
Indiana's playing Indiana State this year.
Well, then that's not true. So, I would like the Big Ten to have something similar, though, where you play a Power 4 school. Now, in Indiana's case, their strength of schedule modeling, nobody cares. No, they're only going to care if you lose in conference play. And to be honest, if you look at the last 3 national champions between Indiana, Ohio State that year, and Michigan, if you look at all 3 of those non-conference schedules, they're not great. But nobody in Columbus cared, and nobody in Ann Arbor cared, and certainly nobody in Bloomington cared this year what their non-conference schedule looked like.
I misspoke. Indiana's non-conference schedule is North Texas, Howard, and Western Kentucky, not Indiana State. I thought they had Indiana State for some reason on schedule. I knew Indiana State may have football.
They played them last year,
and they
beat them by a lot. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's where I was thinking of then. So, and I got to believe, Bill, like if they would expand, and I don't want to go to 24, I'm okay with 16. But if you go to 16, it might keep some of these big non-conference games intact, right?
I would think so, because it's like a poker chip. If you win that game, you go back to the 4-team era when Oklahoma and Ohio State played that home and home. They were 2 really good games. Ohio State won one, and I know Urban at the time had credited that for pushing them into the playoff, which it did. And then, of course, Oklahoma beat Ohio State and same thing. So I want to have those in September. I know we're going to see more matchups like that in the playoff. I understand that. But it's still cool seeing, like I said, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan going down to Oklahoma last year. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A pretty cool scene down in Norman. And, and that was a game that helped Oklahoma get into the college football playoff. That was a big win for them.
Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. Bill, it was weird last night. My kids were like, where's the football at? I'm like, well, really not any games this week, guys. I hate to tell you. We have the Super Bowl coming up, and then you're going to be on a drought for about the next 6-7 months. But with that, when Minnesota fires their GM, missing the playoffs, 9-8, but it's really more probably the Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy situation. Do you think that, we've swung, everybody's swung too far on quarterbacks now where I mean, you've got to have a quarterback to be successful, but people move on so quickly now that it doesn't necessarily seem like maybe you're giving guys a fair shake. And you look at, what Baker Mayfield was able to do, and there's a handful of these guys that in their second or third iteration end up being pretty good players. They maybe just weren't with the original team that drafted them.
Well, yeah, and when you talk about Sam Darnold, I think it just you put pieces around him to be successful. He was successful in Minnesota. He's been really good for Seattle this year. Throwing to JSN doesn't hurt because JSN, I mean, he was our Sporting News Offensive Player of the Year last week. I mean, that's the kind of year he's having. But to your point, yeah, I think we do move on too quick. I mean, go back. I tell my son all the time, go back and look at Peyton Manning's rookie year. He played on – their team wasn't good. He threw a ton of interceptions. Do you think the Colts were bailing out on him? Of course not. And Sam Darnold's first couple stops, the Jets didn't put the pieces around him to be successful, and that's still going on for the Jets. And then, of course, Carolina, they had Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield at the same time, and that didn't work out. Now, in Carolina, defense of them, I think they got the right guy now. Bryce Young's a guy that they've been patient with him. They even sat him for a little bit. And it showed up this year. He played very well. So interesting quarterback matchup with Darnold and Drake May. I feel like as we get into Super Bowl week, everybody's saying, no, Seattle's going to win. But I've seen this movie before with the Patriots.
There we go. His hips don't lie. He's Bill Bender. Bill, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much, buddy. We'll talk next week.
Hey, anytime, guys. Thanks so much for having me. Take care.
You bet. Coming up next, Quick Hitters, Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. God, I've neglected this guy. He's Bodie Wells.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Good morning, Bodie Wells.
Good morning, guys.
Happy
Monday.
Weekend. Yes.
Yeah, you too. It was pretty good. We'll start here, guys. I have a business venture for the three of us.
Oh,
you ready?
Go.
We should buy the Seattle Seahawks. That's because over the weekend, ESPN reported that the NFC champion and potential soon-to-be Super Bowl champion franchise would go up for sale shortly after the game between them and the New England Patriots on Saturday out there in California. The Seahawks and Portland Trail Blazers of the NBA have been owned by Paul Allen's estate since he passed away back in 2018 from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
It's been that long.
Yeah, I know.
They talked about them selling it like shortly after his passing, and it's been 8 years now.
Yeah. And his sister, Jody, has controlled the team as the executor of the trust with a directive from her brother to eventually sell both and donate the proceeds to charity.
What?
It's going to be quite a chunk of change to charity.
My gosh. It's like Mr. Deeds.
If the Seahawks are put up for sale, it would be the first time in the Super Bowl era, so 60 years now, that an entire team that played in the championship game gets put on the market shortly afterward. One team executive told ESPN that the Seahawks could fetch $7 to $8 billion with a B dollars. So, Carp, if we put all our money together, I think we're going to be about $7 or $8 billion short. But hey,
that is amazing. Gosh,
all to charity.
Thitoff's like sad about that.
I am. I'm like, you know what? Look, I could use a little help. I could use a little something. I'm not asking for $1 billion. Just give me a couple hundred G's. I'll be fine with that.
Listen, I give him credit. You know what? Good for him. Give it to charity. Hey, and you know what else? Talk about selling high. You know, I mean, this is win a Super Bowl. You're right there. You've got a quarterback in place, good young team. I mean, it's not like there's anybody that's like aging or on their way out.
Right.
And it's kind of what the Celtics did. You know, let's go win a title. I think they bought the Celtics for what? Was it $330?
A few hundred million.
Yeah.
And they sold them for what?
$6+ billion.
That's a nice
return on the
nice
investment.
Return on investment. And Paul Allen, I mean, he probably paid about $1 billion, I'm guessing. And now they're going to sell him for 7 or 8. And
not a bad return on investment.
Well, it's going to be great for that charity. Good for them.
Yeah, I guess
that's awesome.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I love that you're disappointed in that.
Bob, I'm disappointed because they're going to donate like $8 billion plus.
Yeah, that's good.
But I'm saying if they would just give $7.9 billion and give me the other 0.1, then they'd still be good for the charity.
That's the problem, is that you're always looking out for what's in it for you.
WIIFM, what's in it for me, Bob?
I'm gonna have you start looking at like how to help the world and how to make it better for other people.
I pick up trash, Bob. I do. I open doors. I help the world. We are the world. We are the children. We're all the village.
Heal the world. Make it a better place.
Yes, that's exactly right.
For you and for me.
For you and for me. Yes, Bob.
The entire human race.
Yes. I'm going to look at the man in the mirror.
But I don't push the snow off the roof of my car.
Hey, listen. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that, Bob.
Paul Allen, per a quick Google search here, bought the team in 1997 for about $200 million. So
$200 million.
That is a Celtics salary.
That's outstanding.
That is insane.
When did he buy him?
97.
Okay, so he got it early.
29 years.
Just before the tech bubble hit, really started taking off.
Yes,
$200 million. That is the investment of all investments.
And the fact that they're still going to go, if the one person is correct in telling ESPN $7-8 billion.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Mean, Seattle's obviously been on a really nice run here for the last decade plus, and that probably helps things, obviously. But I mean, where would you rank them as far as we'll call it the blue blood scale goes in the NFL? I mean, they're probably middle of the pack, right? I mean, they're probably not higher. I would
say they're probably somewhere between 15 and 8.
Yeah.
Like in there, I don't know if they're not Washington or Dallas or the Giants, or the Niners or something like that. But Seattle's a good market, and they're really good. I would say right now you're probably closer to 8 than 15 with them.
Okay.
I don't like the way Bodie did this because now that would have been a great topic for a segment coming up in the summer. Like, who are the blue bloods of the NFL? And maybe we can do it again.
And then
we'll do it. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, guys, here, fun one from The Athletic. They surveyed 28 of their college football writers to get some way too early predictions for the 2026 college football season coming up this fall. Let's run through some of the results here. Who's going to win the national championship? If these guys are right, it'd be a 4th consecutive year for a Big Ten winner. and a fourth different winner.
Oregon.
That's because Oregon got the most votes out of 28 voters. They got 9 votes.
Hey, Bodie, who was second?
At number 2, Hell freezes over. That's because 5 different voters selected the Fighting Irish to claim their first national championship in more than 3 decades. After that, Texas got 4 votes. Indiana, repeat winner. If Indiana wins the national championship back-to-back, hell might really freeze over them. And Ohio State got 3 votes each. And then Georgia, LSU, Miami, and Texas Tech each got 1. Scrolling down here, who's going to win the Heisman Trophy? An overwhelming favorite, Jeremiah Smith for the Buckeyes, got 11 votes. After that, Arch Manning got 4, CJ Carr got 3, Julian Say and Dante Moore, Trinidad Chambliss, who may not even be playing college football next year, and then Jaden Mayava, the quarterback for Southern Cal, each got 2 votes. Name 3 teams that missed the playoff this past season that's going to make it this year. They pretty much went chalk. Notre Dame, Texas, and BYU were the highest vote getters. Those were the 3 teams that were right there and missed out on it. Some other teams with a handful of votes: LSU, Michigan, and then Penn State. And then which final top 10 team in 2025 is most likely to finish unranked? So kind of the flip of that last question there. Not a huge surprise here. Ole Miss got 15 of the votes. Alabama and A&M got 6 and 5. And then Indiana and Miami each got 1. So predicting some fallout for the SEC there. Real quick here, who's going to win the Big Ten? Oregon edges Ohio State 13-9 votes. SEC, Georgia over Texas 14-12 votes. ACC is overwhelmingly Miami with 17 votes, and then Big 12, BYU edging Texas Tech with 13 votes to 11. So, Tito, what jumps out to you there amongst the multiple questions?
The Jeremiah Smith thing. Only because
11 votes. I wouldn't have
surprised a little bit. Now, and I'm not saying he won't win it, but I would be surprised if Jeremiah Smith wins it. And if he does win it, it might be more of a career award. You know what I mean? Like he's been the best offensive player in college football now for a couple years. He'll be the best one again this year. I don't know if I have the stats that jump out, but if he gets it, it might be more of a lifetime achievement award, Bob. At this point, I just think it's hard. It's very hard for a wide receiver to win.
It's always kind of it's generally kind of a lifetime achievement award. A lot of the guys that win it, it's really hard. Mendoza's kind of a rarity. Devonta Smith was kind of a rarity where guys win it after one great year. Usually you have to be in the mix coming into the season to be able to win it.
Right.
And Mendoza was kind of an anomaly with that, an aberration, if you will, because his team was so good and they were number 1.
Yeah.
They had this big run and beat Ohio State, and I think they kind of was, and there was nobody really else. It was kind of him and Julian Sayin were kind of the 2 guys, and whoever won the Big Ten championship, I think, was going to be the winner. Everybody else faded off. So I don't know if it's out of the realm. It's just really hard for a non-quarterback to win it. That's my only thing.
The fact that they've got were you surprised that Oregon was picked to be the favorite to win, or the one they think of most likely to win it?
I look at that. I mean, Ohio State's probably in that mix. There was 3 people that picked Ohio State and Indiana to win again, too.
Yeah.
So you start looking at it. I mean, those are 3 of the best teams in the Big Ten. Maybe you throw a USC in there. You throw about Michigan their first year with Kyle Whittingham. But, I mean, that people are saying they're the best conference, so why wouldn't you have one of those teams? And Oregon's the one that's been knocking. Let's see if heaven's door opens for them.
You got the quarterback back, which a lot of people kind of thought it was going to go pro.
I mean, I think he's the best returning quarterback, is what people say in college football, so we'll see what happens.
Last one here, guys. Staying with college football and a little bit of NFL draft here. We talked about this just last month, a few weeks ago or so. After he had declared for the 2026 NFL draft, there were multiple teams throwing $5+ million offers at Ty Simpson, the quarterback at Alabama, to come back and play one more season of college football. But Simpson, he turned down all those offers. He's kept his name in the draft, and with Dante Moore coming back to school, he looks even better now. That'll probably shoot him up some draft boards. And he recently spoke with AL.com, Alabama.com, about that decision. I thought it was pretty interesting what he had to say. He told the outlet, quote, "There is no doubt in my mind that the last jersey I wanted to wear in college was Alabama. I came there, I stayed there. The last thing I wanted to do was tarnish my legacy and go somewhere else where I didn't go out of high school and didn't want to play. Hopefully in the draft, whenever my name gets written on a card, they write the University of Alabama on there." They probably should do that. It's going to give me great pride. It means a lot to me to be able to show my kids when they're older to come back and say their dad played here and was a captain here. Carp, I don't know how much of a air quotes legacy he left. It's frankly a little bit on the lower end of the spectrum considering what Alabama's done in the last 10, 15 years now. But nevertheless, I think, hey, good for him, man. He said, I went to one school, I played at one school, I put in my time, and now I'm going to go be a first-round pick and not just bounce around to the highest bidder.
I respect that. In an era now where everybody, because he could have probably made $7-8 million. Reportedly, Miami was offering him that.
Yeah.
It's more than he's going to make his rookie year in the NFL. I feel fairly certain upon that.
He would really have to shoot up the draft.
Oh, absolutely.
To get to
He'd have to be a top 10 pick, which I think maybe he's a back half of the first round guy. I respect this. Like in an era now where everybody chases the dollar, that, hey, it's maybe he doesn't have like a legacy at Bama where they're building a statue for him, but he wanted to be known as a guy who only played at Alabama.
Yeah.
And as a guy who played at one school back when that was the only thing to do, like the thought of being, bouncing and doing that at more than one school and going around, like, it does take away a little bit of it, especially when that's not the last place you played. It'd have been different if you went somewhere and then played 3 years at Alabama after, but going somewhere for one final year, I mean, then you're really not part of that program, and the people at Alabama are like, yeah, we like you. And even though they kind of showed him the door a little bit, I have a lot of respect for him in the way that he handled that.
Interesting, Bobby. I lean more towards what Bodie was saying when he said the air quotes legacy thing. Because when I saw this article, I thought, does Ty Simpson have a legacy?
The legacy is he only played at Alabama, and that's what he wants to preserve.
I got you.
And I respect that. He stayed there. He's like, I could have left. He wasn't playing. He didn't play till this year.
And if you leave, it better work out. Like,
sure.
Look, man, Ohio State fans are always going to love Will Howard. Miami with Carson Beck, Notre Dame, Riley Leonard.
Right.
But if you go 9-3 at Miami next year, they don't care about you. And Bama fans are like, wow, you left
for the money.
That was my point. Do you think Will Howard, did he have a legacy at Kansas State? Did he tarnish that legacy?
Well, they kind of showed him the door. It wasn't like, I don't think it was a situation where he was leaving. I think it was a situation where, like,
you're going to go.
Hey, buddy.
They were going to play Avery Johnson, right? They were ready to turn the page to
they gave him the handshake and said, good job. It was, here's your retirement watch, and head on out the door. Thank you for your years of service.
But it's all semantics. Like, I think Will Howard has a legacy here.
Yeah, because he won national title.
Right, I'm saying, so Will Howard, I didn't know if Will Howard, though, if you
What is Kyle McCord's legacy at Ohio State?
He doesn't have one.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but Will
and
Howard,
what is
though,
it at Syracuse?
Right.
Well, at Syracuse, they have a little because they were so bad.
That's true.
He made them 9-3 at Syracuse is akin to winning a national championship.
Might be more
but
impressive.
If Ohio State lost to, I know the game, I know they weren't close to losing, obviously, but if you lose the Rose Bowl to Oregon or the semifinal to Texas, does Howard have a legacy here? Not really.
Probably not,
Not that fans would have bashed him, but would have been like, hey, solid season, but.
And that's where I'm at on that, so Howard has a legacy here because he won a damn national championship.
Yeah.
I don't see the Ty Simpson legacy. He's got a reputation there. He's got a history there, but I would not throw around the word I think legacy's different. But
your legacy is how you're remembered. That's what a legacy is. You can define it having a good legacy, a bad legacy, all of those things, but that's simply it. So his legacy is at Alabama is that he played only at Alabama. And that's what he wants to preserve.
Does Chops have a legacy here?
Yeah, he was Employee of the Year.
Was he Employee of the Month? What year?
No, he was Employee of the Year.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So that shows how low our standards are.
Todd Beckman.
Okay, yeah.
Legacy here? Probably not, but he only played here. He played in a national championship game. Alabama didn't get that far with Ty Simpson, but they made the playoff last year. Shouldn't have, but that's a different discussion. But it's like, I think
he'll
you
always
go
be
around and
as a
ask
Buckeye.
Ohio State fans around here, like, hey,
Yeah.
what'd you think of him? It's like, they're not going to put him up on the Field Stroud, Terrell Pryor level.
But people have positive memories of him.
Yes.
They didn't see him playing at Penn State the next year.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
And that's real.
Yeah.
So I'd respect that.
Coming up
Get
next.
off with a chase the dollars.
Oh, Bob, there is no doubt. You know that about me. I would have
I'm
absolutely
not being sarcastic. I'm being serious.
I would like a free coffee for a year. Your life, yes. I would have signed up right there before they said the money. Coming up next, top of the hour, we will hear what Ryan Day had to say on Friday. Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. When the game's on the line, you press hard, you hustle, you stay focused, and give it everything you've got. Pressure brings out the best in people. That's how business works too. Have you ever met what seemed like an impossible deadline? Saved a deal from going off a cliff at the last minute? Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on their local partnership and dedication to doing whatever it takes.
Thanks, Bobby. At Riverside Bank of Dublin, we're proud to be on your team. helping local businesses manage cash, fund growth, and invest in what's next. From startups to seasoned pros, we bring the full court press every day for our clients.
That's right, Travis. Our team at Riverside Bank is just as hungry as you are to grow and prosper. That mentality shows up in everything we do. Your business deserves a banking partner that's invested in your success. Look for a new branch location at Bridge Park in 2026.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
It's Bobby, it's Tito, it's Bodie.
You know what's disappointing is I do my Today in History. We get it done, so I give it to Bodie so we can get everything. I do it during the breaks, and I have 2 different pages that I pull things together from, and I realized that I just clicked like the next day on one of them, and I'm going to be off. I'm doing my military tour.
Right.
One of them I have is February 10th, which is when I will be back. The other one I had is February 3rd, which is tomorrow. So it was a combination of Today in History of 2 days, a week apart. And I'm looking like, man, like
call it a week.
Usually there's a lot of events that will coincide. One of it's just the straight up Wikipedia page. And there's a lot of good stuff on there that they have. But then there's another one that has like some sports stuff, some music, sports specific, music specific. And so I kind of consolidate them and bring them together. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, like usually there's a lot of things that overlap. I'm like, there's not a whole lot in here. I'm like, why isn't this one seems like it should be on both? And there's a reason why it wasn't, because it was 2 separate days. And I've done that before, and it's terrible.
So you're off the rest of this week after today.
Yeah.
When's the cruise? Is it the week after next?
2 weeks after that.
Okay. So you're here all week next week?
Tuesday through Friday.
Okay, you're off Monday.
I'll be here Tuesday to the next Monday, President's Day, and then we leave for the cruise.
I got you.
My father-in-law's birthday on the 10th.
It is?
Yeah.
Are you putting that today?
He's a veteran. Flying down to... They always do spend like the month of February in Florida, and they'd always drive. Like they go to the Keys, so it's
that's a drive.
Oh, yeah. They would stop and go to the villages, hang out there, pick up some STDs or whatever. That's a joke. My in-laws are great, but I always joke about the proliferation. I go, Ralph, you ever wash your hands a lot when you're down there? You know, make sure that you're good. But my wife was like, I think we could probably get you a flight out of there.
Yeah.
So they got him in a flight on Allegiant. Now, have you guys ever flown Allegiant?
I don't think I have. I think it's ones I'm afraid to fly, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, It's not like they
should be.
I don't think they have any more crashes than others.
It's not like Value Jet or whatever it was.
I mean, it is cheaper.
Right.
But like they don't crash more. They get a lot of delays and different things. And they only fly on certain days of the week. But there is it is pretty good for some stuff. So my wife found them super cheap flights. But the thing is, like, they charge you for everything.
Oh, it's like every bag if you want.
Every bag, every
bag of
seat,
peanuts is $19.
even checking. Yeah. But since my father-in-law is a veteran, he gets to check his bags for free. I said, well, that makes it a hell of a lot better.
No
You have to pay
doubt.
the $50 for a checked bag.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, so they'll be they're flying out for that today. But
Florida Keys is where I walked into the adult store. You remember that story, right?
That sounds, there's a lot of those down there.
No, I'm there with the Army covering the Army band was doing a homecoming down there, and I had to do a story about it for troops coming back from
the Bugle Boy.
So I
Company B.
I go down there,
Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy,
and I'm just walking up and down like their main street, just popping into stores.
Was this in Key West?
Key West, yeah.
You weren't aware of what Key West is?
I was like 20 years old, okay? And I'm walking up and down.
I was not aware of that until I went there with the Buckeye cruise one year. And I'm like, oh, there's a lot of interesting things down here.
I'm down there.
It's not exactly the French Quarter, but we're approaching that.
I'm just walking every store. I open the door and walk in, just blindly, right?
What is wrong with you?
No, I'm a tourist. I'm a 20-year-old tourist.
I just open the door and walk. You don't check on anything.
I don't care what. Yeah, I just look.
Be walking into some sort of Third Reich propaganda store. I mean, just walk on in. Hey, see what's in here. Oh, hey, you know what? Would you like to join the neo-Nazis? Come on in. Yeah, that sounds good. Bring you some information. Oh, okay, so you hate all minorities? Yeah.
Hate's a strong word.
Give me your pitch on why that's a good thing. Let me see if you can convince me. I just walk into blindly to every store.
It's like a stores. It's shopping.
What are you doing?
I'm walking down.
It's shopping.
It is.
You have no idea what they're selling.
I understand. I walk
Could
in to
be
find
a cult.
out. Okay, I go in there, Bob, because I need gifts for contestant number 1. My family and stuff like that. I'm doing this stuff. I'm just getting gifts. I get a gift for contestant number 1. I go into the next door, open the door, and the one says, "Hi, can I help you?" I said, "I'm just getting something for my mom, looking for some kind of gift."
There's something for my mom.
And it was an adult store. It was like a Lion's Den, Key West style.
And
I said, "I'm getting something for my mom." Now at that point,
this is my point. Like this is how this. You just walked into a store and randomly just said something without having any idea of where you're walking into.
The self-aware thing is real. And so the lack of self-aware, I should say. And now at that point, okay, I walk in, woman says, "Hey, can I help you find anything?" I'm looking for something for my mom, and 2 seconds later, I realize where I am. When I see some of the displays, it's like, you know what?
Crotchless panties,
that looks a
edible underwear.
They had the
sensual
old,
lotions.
They had the old peeping rooms in the back where you can go back there and, anyway. Yeah. So at that point, okay, I walk in.
Blacklight those.
What should I have done?
Turned and walked out.
that was, yep.
Hung your head in shame and turned around and walked out.
Here's what I did.
Because I don't know if you can say, did I say mom? I meant my wife.
Right. No, listen. So here's what I did. Because I didn't want to do the walk of shame, I walked around the store a little bit and then left. Like I stayed there for about 3 or 4 minutes just so it doesn't look like I didn't know.
Why don't you just buy something while you're at it
too? So I'm there, Bob, and I'm like, you know what? If I walk out, I look like a real idiot. If I stay and look around, I look like somebody who knows what he's doing. And so I look like I
already said I'm looking for something for my mom.
Right. That's all.
I guarantee you the person you told that to probably told everyone else working in the store.
It could be a story.
That
this guy comes in. Yes, this one time.
Oh, my gosh. That's unbelievable.
Is it, Bob? Is it unbelievable?
No, because based upon like how you operate in life, I see that being the case. This is why I'm trying to tell you to be purposeful and intentional with the things that you choose to do in this world.
I chose to buy something for my mom.
You didn't. Not there, you didn't.
No, I didn't. There was, I had my eye on something. But no, I didn't do it. Inevitably, I didn't do it.
You just randomly wandered in a place and said, hey, I'm looking for something for my mom.
Right. I'm just shopping. I'm looking for gifts. I'm a 20-year-old idiot, and now I'm a 54-year-old idiot.
Speaking of today in history, as I take a peek at tomorrow's birthdays.
Oh, my God.
Isla Fisher turns, what was it? I just clicked away from it. Big 5-0. Great role there in Winning Crashers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. That's right. Where are we going now?
He's a favorite.
Ryan Day spoke on Friday. He was talking about the transfer portal process. And, Bob, this is the long clip, which is probably good because we can catch our breath after my mom's lion den story in Key West.
Well, I think philosophically, when you look at it, I think it's important to still make sure that we're recruiting, really good high school prospects and getting them into the program, and making sure we're developing them at a high level. I think anytime you want to sustain a certain level of play, you need to have a culture that, carries over year to year. It can't be a year-to-year roster at Ohio State, in my opinion. Now, maybe it gets to that point somewhere along the line, but I think for a lot of reasons it's important to bring in young men and develop them. So, although the landscape's changed, we're going to try to make sure that we do that for a lot of reasons. I think it's important for the carry over our culture so that we don't just start from scratch completely. Now, when you see turnover like we have right now, you're going to have to rebuild the foundation and start from scratch like what we're doing right now in the winter workouts. But I think that's critical to make sure that we continue to do that. I think it's important for the fans that year in and year out, they know these guys. They and then also for our players to know what it means to be a Buckeye and being here for multiple years and pouring in and investing into a program. So, it's important for us to retain the guys that we have. And so I think when you look at the starters coming back from last year, I think there was really only one starter that ended up in the portal. For the rest of them, we retained. That's a really important thing for us year in and year out. And I think, when you first look at it, I don't think people quite realize the amount of resources it takes to retain a roster of starting players at Ohio State, because everybody in the country wants those guys, and then also when you see these guys that are coming back, they're a year older. And we've all seen the development of a year in our program, a year, 2 years in our program, 3 years into our program, 4 or 5 years into our program. And there's a value to that for a lot of reasons. Not only are they more mature, but they also have poured into this program. They've invested in this program. They're now experienced. They played in games. They played in the horseshoe. They played in the road. They played in the playoffs and all those things. So that's the first thing. Bring in high school players and then retain them and develop them over time.
Does he have the cheat code, Bob?
I mean, listen, we don't need to try to sound like a 14-year-old kid now. Does he have the cheat code? Cheat code to what?
No, okay. It feels to me like nobody in the country has managed recruiting, portal, coaching changes, on your coaching staff changes better than Ryan Day has in the last 3 years.
I would say that. I would say so.
That's what I'm saying.
Cheat code, it's a lot of work, a lot of effort. I love what he's done this year. We'll see if that continues to hold out. I think Arthur Smith's going to be a home run. They brought in Robbie Disher, I want to say, the special teams coach out of Illinois. So I think that's going to work. It seems like he's answered a lot of the questions that you're looking for. What he said was true. And I think at Ohio State, it's not just winning, it's winning the way people want you to win. And like he said, people want to have familiarity with their players at Ohio State. You want to see the same starters. The fact that they had one starter get in the portal, that's a big deal. And so you get used to seeing those guys. You don't want to have a new team that you're rebuilding every year here. And so there's some continuity with that. It takes resources to be able to do that. It might be a little bit more difficult, but I think in the long run it will be more fruitful. So there is some pros and cons that come along with that. It's not a cheat code. It's just a lot of work on his behalf to make sure they're doing things the right way.
But it's amazing though, Bob, because this is something that there wasn't precedence. You know what I mean?
Precedence.
No precedence to this whatsoever.
You're building the plane while you're in the air.
Yes. And that's the part that's amazing to me, that there hasn't been I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong. There's been a misstep the last 3 years, has there?
No, I think that he's pulled the right triggers, or pulled the right levers every time. I mean, it's not easy to do that either. So there'll be people that'll point to this or that, but in the aggregate, the aggregate of the program, I would say you're in a pretty damn good spot for what he's been forced to, the cards he's been dealt. And here's the thing, at Texas Tech and Oregon, you can build a new team every year. At Ohio State or at Alabama or at Michigan, like they don't want a new team every year. Like there's like tradition there that is with that.
Right.
Where people want to be really good, but they want to be really good their own way and not maybe the way that, quote, other programs are able to do that.
But it goes beyond just building a new team. It's also because, like, yeah, you can build a new team, but build a team that's got the right culture and can win is where.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Building
I mean?
a winning. Yeah. When I say building a team, I'm
Yeah.
talking about building a team that can win.
Right.
Not just assembling talent that goes out there and plays well. I'm talking about winning.
You mentioned the OC. Here's Ryan Day talking about the deciding on an OC. Arthur Smith wasn't easy.
So where were we going with the offense here? And, Brian did a great job last year, but coming out of the season, felt like, okay, with him leaving, do we want to elevate somebody within the room? And thought long and hard about that because I really have a lot of respect for the guys in that room. And I feel like, Keenan is right there. I mean, he has had opportunities to go other places. He's been loyal. Billy and Tyler both have opportunities to go other places, but they're loyal as well. And so it's a good group of guys. But I just felt like going into this season in particular, we needed somebody with some play calling experience that really could kind of take over that room and allow me to kind of step back. Sort of, a couple of years ago with Chip, it was that way. And then also, mentor the guys in a room so that, if there is another transition down the road, those guys would be, ready to really take that over. And so, as you imagine, looked at a lot of different guys. And, for me, wanted to have somebody, again, that had been a play caller at a high level, had, been a head coach. Those are, not that it was a prerequisite, but those are the kind of things you're looking for. But then also find somebody that really wants to be here, and that's the thing you really work to find, and then whatever makes sense in terms of contracts and all those things. And I think we've hit a home run here when you look at all the different things. And I can't get into the details of the background and all that. I think I will at some other point, but I think it's easy to see when you talk to people who know football. I've asked a lot of people, and you do your background checks of, people that have worked with them, played for these guys. I think, I just got so many text messages that, hey man, like what a great hire and all those things. So we're very, very excited. And even a short period of time, you can already see, some of the connections that are being made here.
Two things we can pull away from those last two clips, Bob. Number one, Ryan Day is really damn good at explaining things and motivating people and getting and being transparent. And the second thing to pull from it is Bodie did not cut up that sound because there's no way in hell we should have these 2-minute clips in the system.
I like them like that, though.
Do you like the longer ones like that?
Well, if it's not incoherent rambling and just space filling, like there was a lot of information that was in that.
Yeah.
Number one, how you got to where you were, why you got there, the reactions afterwards. Like there's a lot of things that I think in those they were worthy of being that long. I know some people don't like clips that are over 30 seconds, but I think they are pertinent sometimes if there's a lot of good information. It's the head coach at Ohio State for the first time talking about the offensive coordinator that he just hired. I want more of that, not less of that. Okay? Like I want more. Like I'm not eating a White Castle slider here. This is a porterhouse from, Hyde Park.
Did you see Breer's tweet? A White Castle vending machine he was at. Yeah, like somewhere, I don't know, was it an airport or where it was, but he took a picture of a White Castle vending machine. One of our listeners, and you get tagged on it, I think, but one of our listeners said we need to ask Breer if he actually got one out of the machine or not.
It's a great question.
But I'll find it, Bob, and I'll send you just like a simple, like a Photoshop of that. But yes, I'm with you. Yeah, you're right. When it comes to Ryan Day, especially right now, and it's funny, we started talking about yesterday or Saturday, like, it kind of popped out of nowhere having a Ryan Day show and couldn't figure out why, and because of that National Signing Day thing, which really means nothing anymore.
Yeah, that's how antiquated the whole calendar and system is. So trying to figure that out. However, I think it does play well right now because you hired coaches.
Yes.
And so that's really more the topic of conversation. And I guess it's not even signing day. It's more portal day, like talking about retaining your own players, what that mattered, the guys you brought in from that, not the high school guys you signed. I mean, that's like way down the line,
Yeah, because Dave probably hasn't met with the media.
No, he hasn't for a while.
Probably since the Miami game.
Miami game, I would bet. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Since they had Portal Combat.
Yeah,
Bob, is that you or did you steal from somebody?
Hester actually said that. I don't know if he was the originator, but it's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I like that. Portal Combat. That's good. Coming up next, the face of a franchise questions said franchise. That's next. Morning Juice.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Oh, it's Bobby, it's Tito, it's Bodie. I'm hosting tomorrow with somebody.
I'll be here, Tito.
You'll be here, Bodie.
We'll talk stuff. Who we got tomorrow? We don't have any guests, actually. Schlegs
no, yeah, tomorrow Schlegs is
gone.
R.I.p.
We're not.
I know.
We're just divorced.
I've had a couple people talk to me about that.
Schlegs?
Yeah, like, hey, why can't Schlegs still do it?
Because he's working right now.
No, okay, that's fine. I guess that's legit, but
I guess that's legit.
As far as excuses go.
Okay, wait. He's working right now. He can't take 10 minutes with us?
No, because he's on the floor. I don't think people realize and understand.
But they don't, Bob. I don't.
At 6 o'clock, like, guys are in the weight room starting to, like, warming up, running, lifting. It's not, hey, cruise in there at 6, kind of like when you get to the gym, kind of, if you want to sit there and scroll on your phone for a while, hang out. No.
Get a croissant.
Those guys are getting in there. They have the 25-minute rule where you have to be in 25 minutes before you're supposed to.
Oh, do you really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because somebody slaps. You got to make sure they're ready to go. And like the coaches, they're in there an hour. They're in there at 4:45.
I'm being facetious. I know he can't do it. I get it. I know. I miss the Schlegs time.
You think that we've had some adventurous times when he's been like
Right.
working out at the Armory.
Right.
Like, first of all, Schlegs sounds like he swallowed 8 gallons of sand when I was talking to him the other day. Hey,
That's true, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Like, why? What has happened? This is only your first week. I go, do you want a cough drop? He goes, no. I'm trying to strengthen my voice. I need to get my vocal cords like, I don't think that's how that works, Swags. Well, you sound like the scarring that's going on your vocal cords. You're never going to be able to speak again. That's what's going to happen.
When I say he had Betty Davis eyes, does that reference just fall flat because nobody's as old as me?
You kidding me? We play, what's her name all the time?
Kim Carnes?
Yeah, she's R.I.P.
I just wanted to make, she's dead?
I thought so.
Don't kill Kim Carnes.
I thought that there was, because I think she died relatively close to the day she was born, so I think like we get some Betty Davis eyes.
No.
Just give me a second.
Anyway, I didn't know if that would fall on deaf ears for most of our listeners. I was trying to, like the other reference I could make is Melissa Etheridge.
That's easy. I know Melissa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Melissa Etheridge might hit better than...
Oh, she's still alive. Never mind, she's 80.
God, you tried to kill
She'll be 81 this year.
Kim Carnes, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, Kim Carnes still alive.
Betty Davis.
That'd be a breaking
thing. I love Kim Carnes.
Yeah,
I love Betty Davis eyes.
Oh, my dad had a
thing
for
has
her.
pretty eyes for a dude.
I'd say for a dude, that's fine.
So I'm like, his daughter has his eyes. I was like, that's the one thing from your dad.
It's uncomfortable.
You probably really want. No, it's okay. I mean, saying somebody has pretty eyes, like, I mean,
got a pretty mouth.
Bob, I walk into some store
saying
today.
Somebody used to have pretty eyes, they used to be code for something else. But I mean, Schleich does have good looking eyes.
If I go into a store right now and tell some lady, much younger than me, hey, you got some pretty eyes there, you don't think it looks bad?
I would say that that's a much nicer compliment than giving her a compliment on another physical feature.
Okay.
Like, I mean, eyes are pretty benign. Like, you've got very pretty eyes. That's okay.
Let me ask you this.
It's all right. I mean, like, I don't know why we're like so. I mean,
no,
people had like class smile. They had class eyes. Like, they had stuff. We had stuff like that.
I will share one more quick
Senior
story,
superlatives.
Bob. Previous administration. We're hanging out with other couples and we're playing the board game version of the Newlywed Game.
I'm not allowed to play those games with my family anymore.
You shouldn't play those games with. Let me tell you why. What
because
they
end up in fights. Because I like to win. That's why I was like, hey, I know what I am now. Flip the tube.
You don't play Newlywed Game with the family. You play it with spouse. And so
you play it with your mom. That's Thitoff as he walked into the lion's den. You don't play the Newlywed Game with your mom and dad? Come on, sit on down.
Okay, Bob, listen.
Let's answer some of these questions. Oh, by the way, Mom, here's those crotchless panties I got you for your birthday. And hey, the edible dripping oil that also is back there.
That's Secret Santa or White Elephant. You can trade if you want to.
Who's that? Who got that for you?
Yeah.
When your dad asked, oh, Jeff got me this for us.
Would you rather have that or the iPod?
Okay, here we go. Listen. Don't play the Newlywed Game, board game version, or digital version, whatever, unless you're very confident in your knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. The question was asked, and again, this was previous administration, which might tell you something about why she's previous administration. I was asked the question, what's the color of your spouse's eyes?
Ooh.
And I got it wrong.
I mean, listen, Elton John wrote a whole song about it.
That. Would you have got it right?
He forgot whether they're green or they're blue.
Right. So would you have got
Anyways,
by the way,
those are the prettiest eyes I've ever seen.
Eye colors change.
Some people do have hazel. Like mine will shift.
Hazel and the green.
Mine will shift from green to brown, like green to light brown.
Yeah.
My wife's are brown.
Okay. They're never green?
No.
Okay.
They're always brown.
See, you could play the
My
game.
youngest son has brown eyes. My oldest two kids have blue eyes. My third son has like hazel green like me.
I got it wrong. And
I think part of it is your general lack of awareness of observation. Just like you walk by and see your car and you're like, you know what, there's 10 inches of snow sitting on the top. This looks fine to me.
Looks like it's fine. Anyway, where are we going? Justin Jefferson said, I definitely feel like we would have done better.
That's awesome.
If we had Sam Darnold.
Not even like maybe Sam would have made a difference.
Right.
That's awesome. I heard that this morning. I was pumped.
Yeah,
way to speak the truth.
Definitely, he says. He's not wrong. You can't argue the factual.
He said the quiet part out loud.
Yes,
which usually people don't. It's like, Sam did a great job for us. Really happy for his success. We had some injuries this year.
Right.
You'd always been better to have some more talent on the roster. We have a lot of confidence in JJ moving forward. He could have given that answer.
Yes.
Could have given that answer. No. I think he definitely would have been a lot better with our guy Sammy here.
That's
why they fired all he had to do is that's why we fired our GM.
Right.
Look at that decision he made.
So I'm trying to figure out, Bob, how
what with this guy that threw 20 passes in a game in college and they said he's a first round pick.
He's the one.
how devastating, or how devastating is a strong word. I don't want to say devastating.
No,
how detrimental is that going forward? Because you've got the best. Let me think. The best wide receiver in the game. Fair, most talented wide receiver.
Here's the thing. He's on the list.
Okay.
I mean, we can argue it, yes or no, but nobody's not saying Justin Jefferson isn't in that conversation.
And he comes out and says, yeah, you know what? This quarterback wasn't as good as the last one.
Yep. Guy we had, he left. We let him go.
Is McCarthy already a bust?
I don't think it's fair to say that.
You don't?
Obviously, you got to give them through their third year. Okay, so here's the question with that. After Sam Darnold's third year with the Jets, was he a bust?
No, well, yeah, he was labeled a bust.
Exactly.
No, wait, but
he was labeled. I'm not calling him a bust. Other people did. He was labeled a bust.
I called him a bust.
But now, since he's going to potentially win a Super Bowl, then he's not a bust anymore.
I called him a bust. Yes, I did that. But it's in hindsight.
And that was a different bust than when you were ordering that present for your mom, right? That's a lot.
Yes, a different bust on that one, Bob.
All right.
I'm starting to wonder if I should have shared that on the air now.
It's a great story.
It really is.
It's a story. I don't know if it's a great story.
Oh, no. I would define that as great.
I don't think I'll ever be able to live that one down. But McCarthy, though, I mean, the team won like their last, 4 games this year?
Yeah. They were 9-8. They weren't bad. It wasn't like they were won 4 games. They were 9-8.
Now, granted, he only threw for over 182 yards one time in those 4.
Looks a lot like some of the games in Michigan.
Yes, it does. You could look back now and say that the Darnold thing was largely because of the organization's dysfunction.
Well, they had drafted J.J. McCarthy.
Right.
So he was sitting behind Sam Darnold. They wanted to see, if you're a GM, here's what happens. Is you feel like you're forced to justify your pick. Yeah. And so the GM, and maybe Kevin O'Connell was a part of that, but Kevin was probably saying, hey, the kid's not ready. Let's bring Sam back. Like, no, we drafted this guy. We've got to play him.
Mm-hmm.
Do we?
Right.
Because I look at the situation that happened in San Francisco. And, oh, goodness, their quarterback out there is
which
Brock
one?
Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Purdy mouth. They've got Brock Purdy.
Purdy eyes.
They drafted him at the very end.
Right.
I mean,
the very
as it can go. The end was very sudden.
Drafted at the very end. And then they had drafted a guy 3rd overall.
Trey Lance, yeah. And gave up a lot of draft capital.
A lot of things for him. At no point did they say, we'd better jam him out there and get rid of Brock Purdy. Because they knew Brock Purdy's playing well. And you know how hard it is to find a quarterback that's good? And so at some point, they're like, you know what? I know that we drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's better to just cut bait and give him an opportunity somewhere else. But instead, in a dysfunction, but that's because you look at Kyle Shanahan and
John
Lynch, they're locked in on what they want to be. And they probably had that conversation. Hey, John, I know we kind of picked this guy together, but and I know Brock Purdy was never expected to be good, but who cares how we got him? He's our guy. Who cares the fact that we pulled Sam Darnold off the scrap heap and we drafted another quarterback? We don't need to play him. So many people start falling in love with like the Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers transitions and stuff like that. We're getting one guy who might not, we think is kind of done, but he was good. Maybe he's not. Drew Brees went and win the Super Bowl. Hey, you know what? We got Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers ended up being great too.
Yeah.
Very rarely does that happen. A lot of times, one of the guys isn't very good, and it's up to you as the head coach or the GM to figure that out.
What is most impressive to you guys? I'm going to give you 3 things. The Steelers with 3 coaches until now from 1969. Michigan State basketball with 2 head coaches since 1976. Or the Packers with really just 3 starting quarterbacks since 1992.
I would say the Packers with 3 starting quarterbacks. Because coaches you can give time to, and there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be ups and downs. And especially like in college, like it hasn't gotten as crazy until now. And like the NFL's gotten crazier now. But there were years where Chuck Noll, they were a little up and down. Like there was Cowher, they weren't great every year. Tomlin never's had a losing season, but there's places where you get fired for going.
See Buffalo, yeah.
Check out Buffalo. Check out Baltimore. By the way, they actually legitimately fired John Harbaugh. It wasn't like, hey, John's done with us, whatever. So, I would say the quarterbacks is more impressive because until now that really wasn't the thing, and a lot of times people will move off quarterbacks too quickly, and then the other piece of it is it's really tough to draft guys and get it right.
Right.
And you have to have kind of the alignment of the organization from a standpoint of not only drafting the guy, but then you're also stable on that side of the ball. You look at those guys, their careers, they had a lot of stability at the head coaching and coordinator position as well.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like Green Bay was spinning through head coaches every 4 years.
Right.
And part of it is you have a good quarterback, but the other part of that is you have a competent coordinator and offensive structure to be able to have success.
Bodie, which one's most impressive to you?
I would go Green Bay as well. Also, too, to add in is kind of how they landed on the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's like you draft Rodgers and he sits for 3 years.
Because he fell in the draft dramatically, yeah.
And then I don't know that Love fell in the draft per se, but like he was at a Utah State, right?
Right.
Remember,
Is that Utah State?
That sounds
Love?
right, doesn't it? And it's just like you got him late, and it was kind of not that Rodgers kept like, snapping on you trying to retire and then not retire, but he was getting up there in age and whatnot. And just like for that all to align like that. And they're all, Favre is a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers will be.
Yep.
And then Jordan Love's got a ways to go.
Jordan Love
there,
he's a Pro
good
Bowl-ish
starting
caliber.
quarterback. Yeah, like he's probably not quite on the level of the other two, but right in that next tier.
You're not looking to replace him right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not even like it's like, well, yeah, he's pretty good, but if something came along, we'd like to move on or whatever. Like he's a pretty strong starting quarterback, and I think the way and those guys can get hurt and whatnot. There's a million things that can go wrong with the head coach too, but I'd put that one first. I'd put the Steelers second though. Not to take anything away from Michigan State, but like most that's Izzo. Like when you say like, well, it's two coaches.
He was 76 to I think it was like 94.
Okay, fair. I guess so. It's pretty. It's more 50-50 than I would have thought. But like, still, Izzo's been there 30 years. And college, for as much as like we can be impatient in sports, college basketball coaches actually normally get a pretty long leash. It seems like
he makes the tournament every year.
Yeah,
and he makes the Final Four about like every.
They're relevant every year.
True, but
they're relevant every year.
It's. I still think in other sports it'd be easy to be like, but it's kind of been a minute, I think, since Sparty went on a run in March.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think a lot of other sports would have been like, he's washed up. We're good. Let's move on. Whereas college basketball kind of does buck the trend a little bit. Not 100%, obviously, but a little bit more where it's like, you know what? We know this guy's a good coach. Yes, we've gotten bounced in the tournament early a few times, but we're not going to make a knee-jerk reaction here and fire him or try to part ways.
All three of them are so damn improbable in the future. You know what I mean? Like, I can't see a team having just three primary starting quarterbacks for 34 years and going. You know what I mean? Like, Jordan Love, it's been 92, it's been 34 years, right? Am I right on that? Am I doing math right? 8, 26, 34, yeah. So, and he's still, it's not like he's washed up. He's not at the end of his rope or anything. But to have that right there, and then the college basketball thing with the way the game is today, the way college sports are today, it feels so – I can't imagine having two coaches over a 50-year period, And then also with the Steelers thing, though, because of the way it's – I don't know. Maybe the NFL is the one's most like – I don't say most like.
It's funny to, like, look at New England right now. Right. So they missed on Mac Jones, obviously, and they had, like, Jacoby Brissett in there for a minute. But, like, obviously you had Brady for 2 decades.
Right.
Drake May, by all indications, is a hit. They would still need to do it again.
Yeah.
Like 12 years from now.
Yeah. You're right,
It's just like, and maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe they won't care. Maybe Drake May will rip off 3 or 4 more Super Bowls, and which just feels impossible. But I don't know.
Anybody who wants to hate on Cleveland, they had 2 Pro Bowlers on their roster this year at quarterback, Bob. They had 2 Pro Bowlers.
The Joe Flacco thing is awesome.
Flacco, 41 years old, gets his first Pro Bowl nod, and Shador also gets in the Pro Bowl.
I wonder what Joe thinks about that. Like, he's like, really? Of all the years, like, of all the things I've done, like, this is where we're at. I mean, he probably looks at this the same way, like a lot of people do, like, come on,
One of the Pro Bowl games are this week, right? Like Tuesday or something?
I think it's
Wednesday?
tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night,
Pro Bowl games.
That's what they call it,
The
man.
games begin.
It's like the Hunger Games.
So if you're doing dodgeball, you're aiming for Flacco, right? I mean, he's 41.
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
I'm just saying. I think that's where you're.
Is Patches O'Hule in there, Coach?
I still got to see that movie. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Another one that.
Little Italy finally got gift cards, by the way, from Roosters.
Nice.
Just in time for Super Bowl weekend. We love Juice. Thank you, Little Italy. And I hope the marriage is going well after the A.J. Hawk epic advice back in the summer. We appreciate that. Coming up next, we'll wrap things up. Tell you guys Juice, Morning Juice.
Hey, everybody. It's Berm from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. There are a lot of reasons that we should be working to get healthier and happier in our lives. But one of the unexpected benefits of losing weight, my wife no longer elbows me in the ribs at 2 a.m. I didn't realize how bad the snoring had gotten until it's gotten better. And that's the kind of change I'd hoped to achieve when I lost 35 pounds with Awaken 180 weight loss. 35 pounds down in just 6 weeks and officially under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years. That number still feels fake when I say it out loud, but it's real. And what's just as real is how good everything else feels. There are no joint flare-ups. I'm moving around a lot better and never feels like a chore. I'm aware of when things feel wrong, and I'm also aware when things feel right. Thanks to my Awaken 180 coach, Mandy, I've learned how to eat, how to adjust, and now I'm heading into maintenance with a plan. That's what Awaken 180 really does. It teaches you how to keep going once the weight is gone. Free support for life with the solution for weight loss. Go to awaken180weightloss.com.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? The opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation. Riverside Bank of Dublin, they've got the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our community, and they'll help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, Bodie, do your thing.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
It's Friday, Bobby, for you. Oh. I'm just kidding. You're working the rest of the week, just not here. You'll be working. I'm not trying to say you're on vacation. Yes, what you're doing. But it is your Friday here at the station nonetheless. What's got you juiced?
Oh, we already played.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Bob, it's Saturday for Bobby. I'm sorry, folks. It's Saturday for Bobby.
Well, I didn't. Well, Friday I wasn't in. Oh, it was got me
You know
juiced.
what? Let's just leave it, Bob. Let's just go silent for a minute. Really soak in the moment.
You know what? Some people say silence is golden.
Yes.
You know, at the theater.
Yeah, my wife says
driving out.
Time.
I heard a lot of silence on Saturday when I was driving on out to my son's swim meet. So I was off Friday. Went out to Licking County. I was at OSU Newark.
Yes, sir.
For the groundhog breakfast that they have out there. They've been doing it for 70 years. There was like 700 people there. We didn't eat groundhog.
Thank you. Okay, I wanted to thank you.
Although I have been doing an event in Danville where it is the raccoon boil, and we actually do eat raccoons. So that was like 10 years ago. So I have been to that.
Okay.
But I was out there. Awesome. All the business leaders, some friends, current Newark football coach Bill Franks, who was at Newark when I was there, then was at Catholic for a number of years, then back now at Newark. So I got a chance. It's just north of Fairfield County. A lot of people. There was a lot of familiar names of guys who I'd played against in high school. I get a chance to talk to everybody, delivering what they defined as an inspirational message. A lot of fun. I don't usually drink coffee in the morning, and so I had some coffee on the way out, so I was wired for sound. Had a great day, fun time. Big sports weekend for my family. It was great that there wasn't any football going on. My son had OCCs on Friday night for swimming. He had gotten third in their division of it, and I think he was like an eighth of all of everybody coming in, so I'll have to see where he finished up. But they've got sectionals coming up here soon, so excited for that for him. Fast forward to Saturday, went out to New Albany to Columbus Academy, had a swim meet for my youngest son early in the morning. Got a chance to listen to the fan, or at least tune into it on the way out there. Caleb did a great job, and made another junior Olympic cut, so he was excited about that. Out there on Saturday, improved his times, which is what we always try to focus on. Are you just getting better? So we want to always talk about just get better each day. So yeah, that going for him. Couple of basketball games, went 1-1 with Cullen on Sunday, and then Caleb had his championship wrestling meet, and he went 3-1, ended up getting third overall. Lost a really tough match to a kid from Reynoldsburg who's pretty good. So it was a good time. And you know what? I'd always tell a kid, wrestling's great because you get beat, you cry, I want to quit, you don't want to come back. And I'm like, buddy, we're going to go wrestle the next one. You're going to win that, and you go wrestle for the consolation, see if you can get third place. And he did it. Starting out the his final match, got in a bad spot, and he was on his back for pin prevention for 45 seconds of the first round, was dying. Open up the second round, shoots with about 10 seconds in, flips the kid and pins him. And I'm like, and that's how it goes, buddy. That's why you don't give in life. You don't give in sports. And one of the things that I always love talking about, and it'll always be, to me, tied and emblematic of that 2024 Ohio State national championship team, is the darkest hour is just before the dawn. And so always try to remember that it can flip on you in a minute. You just got to be willing to put one more foot in front of the other and keep grinding a little bit harder and a little bit longer. And you never know when that can change. And so that's what's got me juiced. I'll be out the rest of the week. People say, oh, you're going to the Super Bowl. Well, Super Bowl of sorts. I've done this the last 3 years, getting to go to military bases across our great country. And now actually out of the country. Last year was out of the country too. Went to Guantanamo Bay, going to Caraco in the Bahamas, visiting some of our troops that are serving overseas, just away from home. We get to put on, camps for their kids, and always the highlight is having the watch party at, I can't think of the name, like basically their little military bar. They have like a term for it, one of their clubs. We go in there and they just want to drink some beers and watch the game, and basically have me like give a personal commentary on what's going on. Just said there's worse things in life to do, and so it helps them. They enjoy it. I enjoy it. I get way more out of it than they do. Thanking them. And last year when I was at Guantanamo Bay, there was a huge division of guys. Actually, they call them the Beef Squad from Air Force that were down there, down in Guantanamo Bay. So it's fun getting to talk to some of those guys, catch up with them. And you just make friends along the way, and it's an incredibly rewarding thing. It's very honored to get to do that, to thank them. So that's got me juiced. Bodie, what's Schleg's got to say?
Here's how I like my banana bread. I cut them up and I butter them up, and then I heat it up so the butter saturates the banana bread, and then I sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top of there.
What you got to do, Schlegs, is put some chocolate chips in that sucker.
What you do is that's the way you get the heart disease and diabetes at the same time.
Someone's going to take all of it.
I feel like when you say about diabetes, you say no offense to me, but go ahead.
Well, as me juice today, guys, got a few things here for you. Celtics went 2-0 over the weekend. They killed Milwaukee and Sacramento on Friday night. Sacramento, Milwaukee.
They tried to recruit Giannis right over.
He wasn't even there. But that wouldn't have been a bad idea, Bob. I did see somebody say a few days ago, like, matching salaries, Jason Tatum for Giannis. I was like, no, you just can't do that again.
Nope.
You kind of did that with Isaiah Thomas a handful of years ago, and that definitely did not work.
The
out.
other Isaiah Thomas.
Yes, the lesser but still very talented Isaiah Thomas. Jackets went 2-0 on the weekend. That was great. I started watching Black Rabbit on Netflix over the weekend. Got a few episodes in there with Jason Bateman. It's a pretty wild experience. It's pretty good, pretty entertaining. It's a lot like Ozark. If you've ever watched that, very similar vibe there, especially for Bateman. He's just got a lot of crap going on and a lot of crap to figure out. I did mention this on Friday, Carp, when you weren't in here, but I wanted to bring it up again today. I did watch Sinners on Thursday night, so I was largely unaware of what the plot was of the movie.
So was I. I'm like, wait a second.
I mentioned this Friday, but I thought that the sinning part was going to be
like some sort of southern racist
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, southern racist to Kill a Mockingbird.
It wasn't quite that. I would say it took quite a turn when that one dude showed up to the home, and then they showed up to the little concert there. So that was not what I was expecting.
Concert.
It was entertaining, fun watch, but that was not what I was ready for. So that was something there. And then speaking of, I guess not a movie or TV show, but I saw this. I think it's relatively new because I saw it for the first time yesterday. But there is a sort of new beer commercial out with Kurt Russell in it.
Ooh!
And it's like a group of friends going down a hill, skiing, snowboarding, or whatever. Last one down has to buy the next round or whatever.
Right.
They go down the hill.
Sounds safe.
Loser. Yeah. Well, I think the drinking was after that, but I don't know. You never know. And then afterwards, guy who lost, they go to a bar, he buys the drinks, and all of a sudden Kurt Russell's sitting there, and he's like, let me get you trained out for the next one. And there's a nice little miracle reference in there, because the guy, as he's training him, the guy is sharpening his skis or whatever, and he's like, again. He just keeps doing
That's
it.
good.
So when I saw that, of course, as soon as I see Kurt Russell, I was like, oh, that's Coach Brooks. And then
Coach Brooks.
When that happened during the commercial, that had me fired up. So going to have to carve out some time at some point this week to watch that new documentary on the 1980 Olympic team.
Gosh,
at some point here.
So, I watched the first half of it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah. A lot of footage that's really the
that's
actual
right,
footage.
you want to
really
see.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So many people watch the movie, and then the cool part of the movie is they finish up with some of the actual footage of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And watching those guys, and it's funny. You start talking about Kurt Russell, and you start talking about iconic characters, and you start thinking how do you visualize that guy? And, especially when Val Kilmer died, it's like, okay. You got Doc Holliday, which was really good. Iceman, I used to him in Heat. And then Kurt Russell, also in Tombstone. And then you got Herb Brooks. He's got some really good ones. And it made me think, kind of stumbled into it on Saturday night. My daughter, they had their winter formal, so she went to that. I had to pick her up. When I got back, it's about 11:30. I'm like, it's kind of late. I want to watch something. Leaving Netflix soon. I saw this last week. I'm like, ooh, it's still there. Let's just dive on in. It's like a warm bath. Liam Neeson's in Taken. So it's
nice.
Why not? It's 18. Gosh, it's 2008. He's 18 years old. But I started thinking of the catalog of what he's done from Star Wars to Taken. He's Aslan and Chronicles of Narnia. I mean, he's been a million different things. Ra's al Ghul, if you will. You look at this guy can do anything. And I watched it. I was like, oh.
Have you seen the new A-Team? I'll call it new. It's probably 15 years old now. But the A-Team with him and Bradley Cooper.
Is that good?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Okay,
I've never seen – it was a show before?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I've never seen that.
Is that a question mark on the end of it?
Yes, it
was. It had Mr. T in it, out of Rocky.
And, but the movie, I enjoyed the movie. It's pretty good.
Bob, when you quickly transitioned from – I know. Sorry, let me finish the sentence first because that sounds weird. When you were talking about the thing with the troops that you do every year, and you went to Schleg's right away, I was going to, but you started to do it, Bob. What you do, Bob, is I see a little bit of emotion in your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. When you talk about no, I'm not judging it. I'm just saying you went there though, and I'm curious when you meet all these guys, men and women coming up this week, how many times will you get like that? Because I gotta believe it's a lot.
Not with them.
You're gonna see them though, but I know. But
I'm happy to. No, I'm just they're all happy and they're excited and they just want to drink a beer. Can I buy you a beer? I'm like, if you want to, I'll buy you the beer. And they're like, no. They want to fight about it. Okay, whatever you want to do.
It's
cool. I know, not with them. I don't get like that because that's you're there, and the happiness that they feel, like that's what I get to feel. So it's exciting for me.
Make sure I don't know if you probably have it memorized, but it's @FitHappens. They don't follow me on Twitter when you're out there. Just let them know. That's where I'm at if they want to follow me. I'd love to get more follows. Also, great weekend in sports. Look, Bob, I this weekend. I got to use a lot of quotes from Miracle and from Rocky because on Saturday my kid's team got their butts kicked in basketball, and he was very despondent. It was a 3-game losing streak all of a sudden. Didn't know he'd never lost 3 games in a row in his life with all the stuff we've done with the kids.
We'll learn about that.
I was able to bring up it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. I was able to do that. I think I need to have like an app on my phone. Maybe there's an app on there. Maybe it's just Pandora. I don't know. But like where I can play music in the background when I'm going to say stuff like that. When I bring up quotes from Miracle or quotes from a Rocky movie, like I need that in my background to make it more impactful.
Camera crew walking around with you too.
Yeah, right. They've got it's fine.
Film everything.
Kid comes out on Sunday and starts the game off by banking in a 3, and they end up winning this tournament game they were in, which was great. It was fun to watch, but it was like a lows to the highs kind of thing, which is a great thing I think for kids to experience, but also great for parents.
There you go.
Getting to do that, so that was fun. That's
some wins, some losses, it's all good.
You worry about your own game.
Bob, have a wonderful time out there. I think it's so cool you do this every year. You volunteer your time to go out there. That's awesome. And, this is like Christmas again where I won't see you I'll see you like once in a month. But nonetheless.
I feel like Shooter McGavin, Happy Gilmore, I mean, even though, we were like, what does he say at the banquet? We were we were competitors for a day. We're all now friends, and give a little toast at the end, except I don't like talk trash about him as I walk away. It's great though, because there's like guys I have their number and like they'll text and if I can help them out in any way, it's awesome. So it's a lot of fun.
Tomorrow, folks, it'll be me. It'll be Bodie.
I'll be here.
We're gonna ask Tim Hall, who's in with me next. We'll